And now, after years of planning, sweating, and going broke, here is the Boots and Whiskey Podcast with Jim Belisle.
I'll alert the media.
Why they would give this man a podcast is anyone's guess.
Then there is what could only be a bizarre coincidence or something else.
Welcome to the Boots and Whiskey Podcast with Jim Belisle.
Fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life, son.
Country music and fine moonshine. Finally, a podcast that lets it all hang out.
Let's level with America.
Got your boots? Ready for some whiskey?
These boots are made for walking.
One of these days, these boots are gonna walk all over you.
And now, the Boots and Whiskey Podcast with Jim Belisle.
Hey everyone, Jim here, Boots and Whiskey Podcast. Welcome back to another episode of the show. Today we have Bill Taylor on the show. If you don't know who Bill Taylor is, you are missing out on some actual real country music. He was just recently this year on America's Got Talent with him and his band, the Appalachian Heathens. And if I said that wrong, I'm sorry. I suck. I don't do fucking teleprompters or anything like that. But I don't think that was wrong. We had a great conversation. We have a great conversation for you here today. Bill's a cool dude, man. He's salt of the earth. This is what you expect when you expect country music and where country music comes from. Like this story, everything he is, absolutely fantastic, dude. You know, a big thank you for him taking a time out on a Sunday when we recorded this, away from his family and stuff. So I greatly appreciate that. We do have a bunch of things coming. I keep telling you, we're gonna post merch, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. Shit has been hectic. Things at home have been crazy. We got a lot of things moving that we're just trying to figure out. So please stay patient. We will get that out. Yeah, that's it. So sit back, relax, enjoy. Bill Taylor is here. Again, Bill, thank you so much for being on the show, and we will see you guys on the flip side. Cheers. I like to say lovingly, welcome to the shit show, because this is what this is. All right. We're gonna chat. We're gonna just kind of get to know you. It is Sunday. We went and saw Coe and Hardy last night. And so now I'm just, we're gonna inch through this 1 minute at a time.
All right. No, that sounds good, dude. I had a long night. A good
Did you play
night.
out last? Did you play last night?
Yeah, we played. Well, we played at 3 at a festival, but I think I got home at like 2.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. We're in Massachusetts, about an hour south of Boston, and we went to Hartford last night, which is like an hour and a half, hour and 40 from here. So by the time I got home and all that, it was like 12:30, 1.
Yeah.
And you know, when you get home, you can't just fall right to sleep.
I never can.
Right. So it's like, you see the clock go 2:30, 3, and you're like, fuck, I gotta get going. I gotta go to sleep.
I don't know if you like
it's,
me. I got to set myself reminders for everything.
Yeah.
I had one at 9:30. I was in my boxers and they're playing my Xbox. I was like, I got to get ready, dude.
Yeah, no, dude, I feel that. Like, I get up and I'm just like, shit. Like I'm excited to do these, right? Like, this is what I love to do, right?
Fuck
But
yeah.
it's like, it's just getting going.
Yeah, you got to get going. Hell yeah. We'll
Right.
get into it, man. What is your name, sir?
Jim.
Jim, okay.
So it's great to have you on, man. Like,
I appreciate it.
It's a breath of fresh air when we get like real country music people on here. Not that I'm not saying that to diss anybody else, right? But like, when you think country music or Americana or whatever the hell you want to call yourself, like, your sound is what you're looking for.
I try my best to keep it authentic and just tell stories. You know what I mean?
So, I mean, obviously, we'll start off with the elephant in the room, right? And
All right.
just to get it out of the way. So, how the hell do you go from a virtual, again, no disrespect, a virtual nobody, to the fucking shitstorm that it, ended up being, and all those views and everything? Like, what do you contribute that to? I mean, granted, the power of the internet is crazy, right?
Yeah.
But like, ha- like it's wild.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, man. You know, we've been at it hard for 3 years, still trying to figure out the internet game. And all I can really tell anybody is just post as much shit as you can.
Right.
But that one there, man, TikTok is what helped me a lot to start getting the views that I needed. And I just found a rhythm of singing a cappella that people liked. Um, then that got noticed by one of AGT's recruiters, and that's how all that happened. And, you know, ended up going 4 days to get a pretty good amount of views, if I do say so myself. But
Yeah.
I don't know if it was the authenticity that they didn't like or whatever. But you know, we didn't get asked back, but you know, it is what it is. Uh, Grateful for the time that we did get to go on there and, you know, show what we got, get a little light shown on our band. Because like you
Yeah.
said, I mean, we're, you know, not many people know. So, you know, our general area, we're getting a good crowd, our local states. But, yeah, that definitely helped for sure.
Yeah.
We got a lot of good gigs out of it coming, and the future's bright, you know.
Yeah. Now for you, right? You know, you've been doing this a while and like your sound hasn't changed, right? Like, so does it like blow your mind as an artist where when something like that does go viral and you do get the eyeballs and stuff, like, does a part of you ever say like, well, and like we swear here, so don't get offended, but like, do you ever like think like, well, where the fuck have you people been? Like, you know, like this is how it's been. Like, we're
Yeah.
you know, like it's crazy.
No, I'm glad you swear because I cuss bad.
Oh yeah,
So
it's you
no,
know,
man, it's that's always the thing. Like you go to shows, my biggest one is like lately you'll have people literally right here in Middlesboro where I live, like, where have you been? Like, how have you been around here and I've not heard of you? Motherfucker, I've posted, I've put flyers out, I've said tell your mom and them for years. I mean, it is what it is. I'm grateful that you found us now, but like we've always been here.
right.
Um, yeah, you know, we just try to keep to the same. Like this album coming later this year, I've put it in more of a old school country sound, but it's still the same. Everything we've always done. You know, it's storytelling about shit that we've experienced, or someone else has experienced around the rural area for the most part.
Yeah, I mean, and that honestly, that's the way to do it. You know what? So with the album coming out, is it is it something you were working on before the AGT stuff, or has it kind of like helped, you know, make it come faster? You know, if
No,
that
it
makes
was.
sense.
We were already in the process before I ever got asked.
Yeah.
Shouts out to a man named Rob Hillier from Australia. He's got this app called Jam Nation, and one of the big things he's done is try to find artists like me, independent artists. That's if I, my plan this year. He wrote me up. He was like, "What's your plan this year?" I was like, "I'm gonna try to get the money up, do 3 songs, do three more, and get like a 9 song album. Try to have it out at the end of this year." And he said, "Well." He said, "What would you say to me getting you a 12 song album?" And I'm not the first he's done that for. He's released EPKs for people, singles. He still does it. So that's how that got started. It'll be my first time in like a professional setting. Uh, that first single that I put out, "Old Man's," one of them off of the album. And yeah, that got going before the recruit from AGT ever called me. And one of the big things with them was once we was sitting down with the contracts, I told them, I was like, I don't want, before I even agree to this, I don't want any you all can't have control of anything that I'm doing.
Right.
So
Right.
let me know right now if that's a thing. But they were fine with it, and I don't know if that was a lot of it too. I didn't want tied down to any kind of contracts, having to go anywhere and do things forcibly, you know what I mean? Uh, but yeah.
Yeah. You
The
know,
state,
and that's the way to do it. You know, like we talk about it here all the time, where like, you know, this business, you know, not to talk shit or anything, but like it's out there enough now. I think that like it sucks. You know, it's
yeah,
like you guys lose control of everything if you don't know what the hell you're doing.
yeah.
you know, and
Yeah.
like, you know, you would see a guy like you that actually has some sort of talent and just, you know, probably get shelved because it's not, you know, what the radio country shit wants it to be, you know, and that's what sucks. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
you know, you even see it with the guys that, you know, are a little more well known, right? Even without radio play, like if they, you know, those guys, you know, you think about like Charles Wesley Godwin, right? I love Charles. Like he's never going to get played on the radio ever, but he could fill rooms that are double the size of what some radio people I've
Oh
seen.
yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
it's just it's crazy, you know, and it's I'm hopeful that that kind of pendulum is swinging to
Yeah.
where it's like, you know, country music is coming back a little bit, but you know, for where you are and what you've been doing, like do you see any of that where that pendulum is starting to swing in your favor?
Yeah, so I feel like the Appalachian sound is really starting to get some leeway with people like Sturgill Simpson. You got people like Tyler Childers that have really, I mean, they're just like Charles, superstars that you know you don't really hear on the radio unless you're really looking. Um, but man, as good as I do, Nashville's all about money. So if
Mhm.
it ends up becoming that's the thing, and that's more popular than the other. You got like Zach Bryan. I would never think that Zach was pop country, and
Right.
they've really pushed him and others. So maybe, maybe they
Right.
could, maybe they can't put stuff that's so raw. I mean, if it's not about riding in the back of your truck or starting a bonfire or oh my woman broke my heart or just the
Yeah.
cliche shit. Once it starts getting real, it's just like it doesn't touch the broad audience.
But like
So you
that's
got
I don't want to interrupt you, but like I disagree. That's exactly where it touches the broad audience. Right? But like I don't disagree with you in a sense where it doesn't, but like I disagree where it's, you know, the people in the suits at the top don't realize it. You know what I mean? And it's
yeah,
like, dude, like all of these songs, like songs you sing and the others we've talked about, you know, like people want to hear those songs. It's like, why don't you get it?
yeah, yeah. Well, I feel the same way you do. I just,
Right.
just from experience, it just seems like all they want to push is mind-numbing lyricism. You know,
Right. That's exactly
you'll
it.
get lucky every now and again to have a Chris Stapleton or a Cody Johnson, but it's rare. I mean, it's rare.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like, you know, these songs that you guys sing, you know, it's like anybody that has any sort of life experience, that's what I call it, life experience. Like if you put on
Yeah.
these songs and just listen and like, you know, you don't feel some sort of something, then you haven't been through shit.
Right. Right.
And it's like a part of me is kind of envious of that. Like, you know, like it's
It's crazy because most of you people that's got the hard shit, exactly what you said, they've had to go through it, and it's pretty easy to tell who has and who hasn't.
oh yeah.
It's heart numbing. Yeah.
Now, when you're writing your songs, are you who are some of the people that like you look up to and you pull from and you know like you know style wise or lyrics wise where it's like you know what okay you know this has influenced me to do this or whatever.
Well, you got people like Tyler. Back when I really started getting into this scene, he had just been starting out on like bottles and Bibles, and he was just. It went from again like the cliche that I always knew to like I'm just telling my life. I'm showing you what I've been through. I'm telling you how I feel about it. This is my general region of what I've seen, and these are
Yeah.
my people. And let me talk to you all about it. Let me see if you can relate to what I'm going through. And I've got others, but he's always been my biggest influence on the way I try to write. Not exactly sound, but just let me tell you a story about something that I know. I've never been through anything that was just heart gut wrenching, of loss yet, but I've lived in a rural area my whole life, and we've fought for everything that we've got, and we're extremely proud people. We're poor
Right.
people, but we're proud. And, I've wrote about that. I like to write about, I got a song called Tomorrow that's, just about divorce. And you know how I felt about it, watching my nieces and nephew go through something that they had no control of. Just stuff that I just want to be able to, like, when I write, I want you to be able to relate to it,
Right. Right.
So yeah, I would have to have Tyler up there. I'm a big fan of John Prine's writing. Again, just storytelling music.
Yeah.
I would, we say Americana, but I think most of your Americana is actually real country music, and I'm sure you'd agree with me.
Yeah. Yeah. It's one of those things, like, for me, right? When I listen to music, right? Whether it's you, whether it's, somebody like Nolan Taylor, or, Tyler, and, everybody, right? I find myself where,
Uh-oh.
and maybe you're the same way, where it's like you can hear a song one day and it make you feel one way, and then the next day you hear it and it's totally different.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. You'll have some of those. Can you hear me? It says I'm
Yeah.
connecting.
Yeah, it says it's
Okay.
connected for me too. So hopefully it's still going. So I don't know.
Okay. No, but yeah, you're right. You'll have songs that you'll hear them the first time and just make you feel good, and then listen to it 2 or 3 other times because you like what you heard, and then you start really getting into those lyrics, and that's what music's about, dude. On my list, it's always, if it don't make me feel or give me chills, I'm not the. We gone.
All right, I think you're back.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Cool. Can you repeat your question there?
I don't even remember what it was. Oh, about how songs make you feel one way one day and then feel something totally different the other day. Like, cause I can listen to, like, the saddest song in the world and just be like fine, and then listen to it even later in the fucking day and just, like, bawl. You know what I mean? It's the wildest thing how music can affect you so intensely.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, you can be feeling one way 1 minute when you first hear it, and then either be in a pissed off mode, depressed, and then that song come on and completely lift your spirits. I've always told, I always tell my wife, like, if we didn't have music in the world, man, it would be a boring place to live for real.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Now, do you kind of keep that in mind as you write and play and that sort of thing? Like, do you internalize it where, like, this is somebody else's escape too?
Yes. Yes, absolutely, brother. I try to write something that's going to help someone. If it's if it's a meaningful, sincere song, I want you to, maybe you're holding something inside, and I've hit that subject for you to let you just bawl. Like, I mean, if you need to
Yeah,
cry or something, heal that, or we we make just feel good music. Just something that you want to get up and dance to, like Mountain Soul. I've got a lot of that coming up on this album. Got a new song that I did yesterday called Ginseng, and it's one of those. If you've not went out in the woods and actually picked ginseng, it might not relate to you, but I want to target that certain audience to be like, when they hear that, well, fuck yeah, baby, he's writing one about us.
now, when you're, especially with the AGT stuff and, whatever, but when you get out of your kind of your area, right, or the places where you're doing well in, and then you see, people from other states reach out or whatever and be like, hey, this song hit me, this song, does it surprise you at all?
Uh, it used to, but not really anymore, because I've learned that people from all different kinds of backgrounds can relate to what you're trying to talk about, and
Yeah.
music is that universal language that everybody can relate to. So one of my favorite things about what we do is getting to meet new folks and their insights on their life and how they feel about certain things. Because we're kind of a closed off area. So
Yeah.
especially when I went to California, man, it's a whole nother ball game.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
what media would show over here, was not what I was expecting at all. When I went, it was great. Like
Right.
it was just a crock pot of different cultures, and everybody was just doing their own thing, but nobody was rude or anything. Everybody was just chill, living life, and it was a great experience. That was one of my favorites. Just getting to see all kinds of walks of life, man.
Yeah. Now, once all that kind of came and went,
Yep.
were you were you surprised about the outreach from people, like the trajectory that it sent you on?
Yeah, I figured it'd do okay, but man, when it started shooting up in the millions just on Facebook alone, we for about 2 weeks I felt like a rock star. Not gonna lie, you couldn't turn your phone on, and I was trying to keep up with notifications, texts, and after about 4 days, I just give up on it, man. It was
Yeah.
crazy. It rocket shipped for a little bit, and that was one of the biggest reasons I was kind of excited to go to the lives. I didn't do my homework. I didn't realize that they go into a fucking room and just ask 60 people without ever giving them another shot to play or anything. So, and that's what happened with us. But I feel like had we have went to the lives, Appalachia would have took us to the end. And I don't know if that, I've got theories, but all in all, it's more or less just like, whatever. It ain't no big deal.
Yeah.
I didn't know I didn't even know y'all even wanted me 6 months ago, and we was doing just fine then. We're gonna do just
Right.
fine now.
That's right. Now, when you get up on that stage, was that the first time you had done something like that, like as a unit like that?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, and that crowd, something like that, it's pretty cool. I think there was 2,500 people in there. That's the biggest that we've got to play to so far. And then
Wow.
those celebrities in front. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's regardless of how it ended, it's still one of those moments that you'll look back on and be like, oh, that was something I got to do.
Yeah. Yeah, we took a chance and we did that. So it's I wouldn't take it back for nothing.
Would you do it again?
No. No, no, if they asked me to do like a redo, because they do it sometimes, no, I don't believe I'd go.
Now, would you do something like Idol or The Voice or anything? No, I don't blame you.
No.
I don't blame you.
No,
We've talked to a lot of it.
I'm good with the crazy acts and shit. It ain't.
Yeah,
I thought it was more. I should have expected, but I thought it was more straightforward. You go, you sing, you get through. It was a lot of loops and hoops, and I wouldn't want to do it again.
yeah. I don't blame you. It seemed, for the people we've talked to that have been on those shows, like it's a huge pain in the ass. Like it's
It is.
you
Yeah.
you lose yourself for as long as that contract is signed.
Yeah. Well, and that was the song that we got. That was a good song, but you only get so many choices because of legal issues, and I understand that. But that was another thing going on. Even going on to the next round, it was. I told them if I go to the next round, I want to do one of my own songs, and get my music out there. I don't want to keep doing covers. I'm not I love rock and roll, but I don't really sing rock. I definitely don't sing fucking pop, and they want to take those songs a lot of times and give them to you, and I just wouldn't want to be about that either.
Yeah.
I wanted to stick true to who we were, and I think the Bob Dylan song that we did do showed that pretty good.
Yeah. Now, when you say you don't want to do cover, like, when you do a live show, do you do any covers?
Well, I do covers, but a lot of those shows they want to do like pop music and maybe just
Right,
change it a little
right.
bit up, and I just I don't feel that.
Yeah. So what covers do you do? What covers do you like to do?
I love doing, we mentioned Charles earlier. We've been doing All Again by Charles Wesley a lot. I Don't Mind by Sturgill Simpson's in there quite a bit. I try to go to popular music of our genre, of people that
Yeah.
the fans are coming to. If they're coming to see me, they're definitely going to like that music. You know what I mean? We used to
Right.
do just what was popular through the years, but as of late, that's what we've been trying to get back to. We do a cover by a bluegrass band called Newfound Road. It's called, and nobody really knows the song, but it's always like, oh man, who did y'all write that? I was like, no, but let me introduce you to this band you've never heard of.
Right.
So that's pretty
Right.
cool.
Yeah, I love that. I love going to see artists that do covers of songs that you wouldn't really know. And then you find out it's not who they are and it's somebody else. And like it takes you down a different rabbit hole altogether.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, do you have some favorites in your area of the world that are coming through that you see have like the potential that nobody knows who they are?
Nobody knows. I wrote a song recently with a boy named Brock Burton. Him and his girlfriend Gracie Yates are about an hour down the road from me. Very, very new. They've been at it. I'd say probably a year, but when I'm talking about just like writing and voice combo together,
Yeah.
unreal group of kids, dude. He actually, the ginseng song I was talking about, he actually, pitched something to me, and we just sit down, we got that and wrote it the way we wanted. And yeah, his name will be on my album there. That's two great names to throw out, Gracie Yates and Brock Burton. Two good ones to check out, man. I guarantee you've not heard of them yet. They're brand new to the scene. Smilo and the Ghosts. They're from up towards Pennsylvania. That's my favorite band right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want I always call them metal grass because they're a bluegrass band, but dude, they've got breakdowns and you're sitting there banging your head just like you got some metal music on. I'd be crazy not to mention Abe Partridge from Alabama. He's known, but not as much as he should be. And
Yeah.
big fan of Abe Partridge. If you want to hear a good storytelling feller that makes you think, check Abe Partridge out.
That's I'm gonna, because I love finding new artists that I can cling on to, and just listen to them till I can't take it anymore. Now when you're growing up, what are you listening to? Like what's inspiring you to start playing and writing and that sort of thing?
Say it again, buddy. It's breaking up. I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. When you're growing up, while you were growing up, what were you listening to inspire you and start this whole journey?
Oh man, believe it or not, I was big into Eminem and Ice Cube. I was raised Pentecostal, and there for a long time. I always wanted to listen to anything that was just going to rebel against everything that I knew as far as religion. A lot, but a lot of my raising was gospel music, and the Pentecostal scene that I went in was very Southern Pentecostal with dresses, long sleeve, shouting, and we had our own music that wasn't in the Baptist hymnal book, so. That's what got me for my love of music, and I think a lot of times you'll hear me. I always call holler. I just like to holler. It's what we always did in the church house. So that, and then when I wanted to rebel, it was that. Like friggin' Creed was big as a kid. That's
Yep.
cliche myself now. I loved Creed. Linkin Park was one of my big ones. But as far as like the storytelling, again, John Prine. I always liked Waylon. You classics. My daddy was big into Hank Jr., so I could sing you about every Hank Jr. song there is. But yeah, I really got into wanting to write music though when I started hearing like Cody Jinks, Sturgill, and Tyler, those boys, and Stapleton. That's what really I was like. I want to see if I can do this. I know that I got an okay voice, so I want to see if I can write as well. So I think I'm doing okay. I always tell people I think my writing's mediocre, but it's relating to people, and I try to do the best I can at it.
Yeah. I love that you said all of those bands, because it's like it's becoming way more obvious to me. You and I are closer in age than we probably want to admit. But like I was a huge like when I was a kid, Creed was like the greatest band on the face of the earth. Like
I'm saying, I'm telling
there's
you.
nobody better. They were actually here up in Providence the other night, and we missed it because we went and saw Shane Smith and the Saints, which I would much rather prefer. But it was like one of those things where it's like, damn, like again, I miss Creed. Like I've missed them every summer they've been here over the last couple that they got back together. And then like when I was a kid, I was too young to go to concerts at that point. My parents were kind of, you won't go to a concert until I think I was like 11 or whatever it was, or 12, or I don't know. But yeah, man, like God, Creed was the fucking best band
Creed
of
was
all time.
great, dude.
They were them, Three Doors Down, like that was that that was like the pinnacle of rock and roll.
Nah, man, we have a station, it's Star 102.1 down here, man. And I remember when Sacrifice first come on, when I first heard it, and it starts hitting those little licks on the guitar. I said, "Oh God!" I was like you though, man. I was so little, you know. Dad was a roofer. He didn't have the money to let's go to a Creed concert. And even if he did, at the time he was a Pentecostal evangelist. That we ain't going to nothing worldly like that, boy. So
Yeah.
I snuck anytime I got the chance to listen to music that they said was bad.
Right. It's kind of like Nickelback. I don't care what anybody says about Nickelback. They're like one of the best bands ever. You know
They're
what I mean? Like,
hating. Yeah, they're
right. It's
hating.
like it's like hit after hit. Everything you put on a Nickelback record, and it's like every song. It's like it's wonderful.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You
What was
know?
the one called Silver Side Up? The right?
Yeah. Like their
Oh
second album,
God.
I think. Oh, dude, that was so good.
I really am. Oh, dude, come on, man.
Yeah.
You can't
Like,
not like Nickelback. Get
oh,
fucked.
did you? Now, let me ask you this: did you ever get into like the punk rock scene?
Dude, not really punk rock, but metal. When
No.
I met my wife back in like 2010, and from 2010 all the way to now, we still attend metal shows. We've always been
Really?
metalheads. Yeah, like got really into like a group called For Today, Mice and Men. Fucking asking Alexandria. Damn, she woke up to that one. Oh yeah, man. No, dude, that's the shit. We just went and watched Breaking Benjamin for the second time like a month ago. I got to watch Stained with them for like the third time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that when it comes to what I'm going to be listening to as a just rolling down the road trying to stay up or whatever, we put on the new metal, heavy metal. Been getting God, what is that group I've been getting into a lot lately? I can't understand nothing they're saying, and I love it because, dude, the harder the breakdowns, the harder the riffs. I'm just like,
It's awesome.
Orphan. That's their name. Nasty band.
It's funny because like I had like a heavy metal phase in high school. And when you're pissed off at your parents and you think you know everything, whatever. And like my musical tastes have changed so drastically. Like I can throw on some of that from being in high school every now and again, but like, I went from the metal rock scene to jam bands when I got into college to, country music. So it's
Yeah.
just, I don't even know what kind of music I like at this point anymore because it's all good.
Well, we've labeled like we've said like 3 or 4 genres. My dad always says, "It's like, is there anything you don't like?" I was like, man. I mean, I'm not a big fan of just pop music in general, but there's a few songs I might listen to. Tasha's in there. When it
Right.
comes to just tasting music, man, again, if it makes you feel good, dude, I'm down with it.
Right. Right. I've never gotten into rap and hip hop like that too much, but like, if Eminem or Biggie or Dre or Snoop come on, like, forget it.
Oh,
But
fuck
everything
yes.
else I can't get into.
Yeah, that's right.
So for shows and stuff, and for the rest of the year coming up, what's it looking like for you the rest of this year and early into 26?
So we're going to be around our area quite a bit. You know, I live in Southeast Kentucky. I've got a few things up towards Indiana, and the Carolinas. You know, right around our general vicinity. I got a really cool one coming in Pennsylvania that I can't talk about next year, but it's with a name that everybody knows, and I'm super excited about that. But it's one of those
Nice.
things I got to wait for the venue to announce it. But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
look for that one, man. But we got a cool one going up at the Mountain Arts Center in Prestonsburg here in about a month in October, dude. It should be pretty fucking cool. Um,
Nice.
yeah, man. I always tell people just follow my. I suck at social media, but I try to keep everything that we do on Facebook at least, and you know, give all the warning I can for tickets and all that. So you know, I'm 36, bro, and I'm still trying to learn this thing.
I
Go
get
ahead.
that. Doing this, it's the social media game is brutal. It is brutal.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And you have to
It's
do
a
it. I mean, you don't have
right,
to, but you
right,
have to.
right, right, and it's a full-time job in and of itself.
Absolutely. I'm a truck driver by trade, and I mean, you ain't got a lot of time to do that while you're driving. So as soon as I get on a break or get home, I'm usually right on the phone trying to figure something out. Maybe take a second and do a quick tune. It's always something going on, but man, the only thing I always say I wouldn't change nothing for the world right now. I love life, but shit, if I could do music for a living 24/7, that'd be all right.
Dude, you're on your way, man. Like
I feel like
you're
we are. I feel like
you
we
on
are.
your way. You're definitely you're knocking on the door if the door isn't already open.
Yeah. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
man. Well, again, I thank you for taking some time on a Sunday and
Yeah,
shooting the
man.
shit, and
Absolutely.
I appreciate it. Go enjoy your day, and we'll talk soon.
Hey, absolutely. Hey, thank you for inviting me on here, brother. It's been a blast.
Uh, Anytime, brother. Anytime. We'll talk
All right.
soon.
Thanks, sir.
Bye. Well, there you have it, everyone. Our conversation with Bill Taylor. Again, Bill, thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here. We had such a great time, great conversation. A conversation that went in places I never thought it was going to in a million years. That's what I love about these conversations. You never know where it's going to go. So again, Bill, thank you from the bottom of my heart and everybody that helped put this thing together. Thank you for being here. We'll have a new episode for you next Wednesday. Wednesdays are the day now. That's really it. I don't think we have anything coming up this weekend. The following weekend, we have Drake White, but we'll talk about that next week. And that's it, guys. So until next time, keep those boots on the ground, the whiskey in the glass. Be good to each other. We'll see you next Wednesday. Cheers.